Normal? What's normal anyway? Who here likes normal? Drive far enough into the desert. Normal doesn't mean that much anymore. Drive a bit further, and you'll reach the WMW Ranch, like something normal lost in the wash. And we like it that way. A perfect place to ride. So we invited all our friends, stocked up on beer, and called it a festival. A celebration of dirt and oil, music and dust. Mostly the dust part. And in dust, we trust. Around these parts, early starts a bit later. But it's the business end of late when it does. Just because these races are strictly for fun, that doesn't mean people don't take them seriously. Serious fun, which requires serious breakfast, and coffee, serious coffee. The guy with the megaphone here is Deus rider Forrest Minchington. He grew up out here, which might explain a few things about his riding. And since he's pretty much running the show today, maybe you should pay attention. You see, Deus has held these swank rally events all around the world, but this is the first one in the U.S. The concept is simple. You hit a stopwatch, then ride like hell till you're back where you started.
All right, Kelana, Humphrey.
We let 11-year-old Kelana Humphrey show you the course, since his jaw is broken and he's not supposed to be riding. The rally starts with the vintage division before it gets too hot for those old bikes. San Clemente's Micah Davis rode his 1979 Honda XR185 like he'd had 6 cups of coffee this morning, but he was battling Huntington Beach's Todd Cram every inch of the way, like a couple models trying to share the same catwalk. Filippo Basoli came all the way from Italy for this event, and our own Monty Smith managed to get out of bed this morning. Forrest Minchington went a bit light on the throttle today. Having designed the track, he was too much of a gentleman to dominate it. On the other hand, Murrieta's Nick LaPaglia had no qualms about pushing his prized 1974 CZ250 to its limits. An experienced vintage rider, even the dust couldn't keep up with this guy. Nice riding, Nick. Next up, the open division. This is where the dudes get a bit more serious. All the big boy bikes come out, like Micah Davis's new Deus Yamaha collaboration, created by master builder Michael Woolwack. Then there was Liana Lopez, the only lady in the event. She had to ride twice as hard just to put some distance between her and all these hopped-up adrenaline junkies. Like this guy, and this guy. Oh, this guy's definitely high on his own supply. But once again, Nick LaPaglia was the man to beat. His opening lap was so fast, he opted out of his second run. That's when Huntington Beach teddy bear Connor Steele showed up and ran the course a full 4 seconds faster than Nick.
446!
LaPaglia had no choice but to put his shirt back on and get his big boy bike back out. It would be the final ride of the morning. He shot out of the gates in a cloud of dust and ran like a dog with a stolen bone. Like a jackrabbit with its tail on fire. Like a speed limit turned inside out. He went fast. And when he reappeared with the winning time, well, then it was time for lunch.
You cheated. Check the rewind footage.
Meet Mike Minchington, Forrest's dad, shaping a surfboard out here in the desert just like he did yesterday. Like he'll do tomorrow. This is his land, shared with 2 old friends for longer than any of them can remember. Good people, great surfboards. Don't try to understand it. Right here in the middle of our moto festival, Mike's still got the planer buzzing, because that's the kind of guy he is. So as you enjoy your lunch beers and midday siestas, give a cheers to Mike for making all this unnormal possible. As the sun tilts low on the horizon, it's time for the Little Monsters Scramble. Forrest spent the past couple weeks out here getting this place ready, and part of that was building this little course for bikes under 110 cc's. Now it's time to test it out. 4 riders, 4 laps, no rules.
See if we can throw some elbows.
Hey, if there's no rules,
throw some kicks.
how come people keep breaks?
Drink a beer.
They're spending more time in the sand than on their bikes. Full contact baby bike madness. We'll go ahead and ruin the ending to tell you that Kelana Humphrey, the little monster himself, claimed the title after scrambling through 5 duty rounds of competition. Even after going over the handlebars and getting run over by the guy behind him. At least he can't break his jaw again. Anyway, these bikes in this sand are just better suited for 11-year-olds. Which gives most of these guys something to aspire towards. Being 11 is the best. The scramble climaxed with the relay race that actually ran smoother than we'd hoped. Not that we wanted to see anyone crash, it's just more interesting when, well, there it is. Finally, everyone put on their helmets and just ran a damn foot race. Why not? Dust is dust. Anything goes. And if there ain't no sand in your teeth when it's all over, you definitely weren't trying hard enough.
Come around the corner! All the bad boys coming through! Everyone look at Val! I've never seen Val run so fast before. Val takes the win! A couple of the big dog couple.
We ended the day with a big sit-down dinner. Family style. Because that's what this is. And in that light, we'd like to give thanks. We'd like to thank the dust and the wind, the dripping barbecue and the vegan dirt, the kids who all learned some new vocabulary words, and the dogs who kept the tables clean. We'd like to thank the stand-up comedian who drove all the way out here thinking he'd probably be murdered.
I was wondering, like, all those dunes you guys are jumping over on your bikes, is like, how many bodies are under those things? Like, is there a spot for me? No, I was just kidding. I just got threatened to get murdered and buried in a ditch.
We'd like to thank whoever made that movie we watched. We'd like to thank the band and the DJ, the late-night fireside guitar players and all 3 chords they played, Motorcycle Heaven and the ghost of Bruce Brown, the dirty dance floor and every single star in the sky. We'd like to thank our mothers. We'd like to thank the desert. We'd like to thank the dust. We'd like to thank you for coming. And we'd like to do it all over again. Because this was fun. And anything but normal.
Yo, y'all know the words to this one? Let's hear it.